The Road to Zero program is basically an initiative to bring together different filmmakers
to produce a film on sustainability.
Perhaps spark conversations or inspire others to think a lot more critically about environmental sustainability.
So the film is about second-hand objects, specifically second-hand furniture, and the idea came about in trying to tell a story about the different lives that certain objects can lead as it moves from one house to another house or one owner to another owner. I think the message is trying to explore upcycling or reusing as a way of disposing or getting rid of old objects.
So Left Wondering is a comedic short documentary where we imagine the trash that's left wandering after we use them as wildlife creatures. When you use that style, but for totally other forms of content, suddenly there's that comedic reaction because it hits you and shocks you. And we thought that that could be a very good way for people to care about the trash that they generate.
Our film follows a lady called Yan Ling. So through the lens, we follow her on a journey of the fun ways on reducing food waste.
She did enlighten us with different ways of how to reduce food waste. So one of it is like food rescue.
Food rescue initiatives are initiatives where volunteers collect unsellable fruits and vegetables. They are aesthetically unpleasing. Customers at stores, they don't want to buy them anymore because it doesn't look good or they think it won't taste good anymore.
Viddsee and NEA felt that it was a great idea of us filmmakers to go down and experience the multifaceted approach that Singapore has to sustainability. Because it's one thing to just think about, oh, okay, we want to be able to change people's mindsets. It's another thing to then go on the learning journey and then see people who are actually very passionate about what they do. The people that are working there, some of them clearly saw this as more than just a job. We wanted to do justice to perhaps the passion and energy that these people have on a day-to-day basis.
The learning journey part of the program was very, very helpful because it's not something you normally get the chance to do.
I think just getting an awareness of what actually goes into our waste systems in Singapore, especially when we go to the material recovery facility and things like that and seeing the kind of recyclable waste people throw away that isn't actually recyclable.
Us on the ground, we don't know any of these plans and the thought processes that they put in and the effort and the research that they have. I thought that it was very relevant for our film.
My name is Kenneth and I work with films. So I always do enjoy working with other filmmakers. While most people feel that it's me giving, I think I receive more.
I think in this particular project, one of the things that reared its ugly head was this thing of having self-doubt. And I think Kenneth sometimes senses that. And so his key role, I think, as a mentor was really just to instill that confidence to say that, believe in what you're doing. And then after that, if you have an idea, push it, and then you see where it takes you. It's great to have a mentor that is that reassuring.
Hi, my name is Kenneth. And I'm a working director at Hash Production, and I've been working with Viddsee Productions for a very long time as well. Starting from the very first draft, I think that Chantal's film definitely has came a long way. At the start, the direction and the message was not as focused, but as the drafts progressed, she started to have a clearer understanding of what she wanted to say, as well as why she wanted to say it.
We really learned quite a lot from him, especially like pre-prod, right? He actually told us like what to take note of, how to try and craft our story, so that it engages the audience.
We are really, really thankful for having Kenneth as our mentor. During production, he also came down on one of the days to observe how the production process went and also gave us some tips on the spot on how we can better craft like our shots, our angles and stuff.
So I think where Eileen helped us was sort of helping us find alternative ways to still tell the story, to tweak the treatment a little bit so that we don't necessarily have to put all our eggs in one basket that we couldn't find.
Hi, I'm Eileen. I'm a documentary filmmaker. We had to prioritize what was important and what needs to be cut down, what could be more. I guess I just gave some tips for her to consider. The thing is to help where the gaps are and to not, I think, intrude too much into her creative process because she as a filmmaker, a documentary filmmaker, is going to have her own thinking and her own way of doing things, and that should be encouraged.
I acknowledge that changing habits are hard. And we aren't just really talking about sustainability, but even just your lifestyle.
If you want to be sustainable, you have to change certain habits, right? You have to just change certain parts of your life, and people are very unwilling to do that, to have the extra mental or physical labor in order to do that.
If we want our future generations to enjoy what we have currently, we need to protect and conserve the resources that we have now.
So I think when it comes to sustainability, being able to make small changes that you have already acknowledged would align yourself with how you perceive life is key over here.
Sustainability is a very big word, and it's a word that people are very scared of. For me, I think it's just about doing what you can within your means.
You don't have to follow the intentions of everyone else, just find your own meaning and you do you. And yeah, we hope that you are active in food waste reduction initiatives after watching our film.